We will find out if this is working. Is it? I don't know. Let's look. Let's go check on my phone. I don't. Oh, is it working? Oh, we're live. Yes. Awesome. I made it work. I'm a genius. And by I'm a genius, I mean I am barely aware of what's going on. Let's go. Yo, how's it going, everyone? Do I sound all right? Do I look all right? It's been a minute since I've streamed, and when I used to stream, it was on Twitch. Thank you, everyone. I'm also going to try and go live on Instagram, so we'll get some synergy going here. Try and get this live show happening. All right. I just need to moderate my comments on this other monitor. You guys don't know this, but I'm in, dude, my camera keeps going crazy mode on being focused. But you guys don't know this, but I'm in my office on my not computer. I'm on my horrible little tiny computer I made for myself. And it is not powerful enough for this. Okay, there we go. There we go. I can see the chat now. Take the Panthers hat off. Dude, but my hair, I need a haircut so bad. It's unreal. So the Panthers hat stays on. We're camouflage, baby. Dude, I am great, everyone. All right. So we got that going. We're doing it. This is great. We love this. We're excited. And now we're going to see about going live on YouTube, or not YouTube, on Instagram also. We're doing a double thing, which I've actually never done. I should probably do one at a time, to be honest. Hey-o. Dude, I haven't streamed in so long. And it also feels weird that I don't have like a plan to like play anything. A part of me was like, I'll play chess while I talk to everyone. And then I decided, oh no, I will not do that. That would be terrible because there's no possible way I could be playing chess and talking to everyone at the same time. Where did he? Oh, I was like, where did I go? Did the stream go down? No, we're doing camouflage hat jokes. Nice. Nice, everyone. All right. I'm planning on trying to get this thing so I can go on Instagram. We'll see if I can get it going. Dude, this freaking phone is so heavy. The new phones are so heavy. It's unbelievable. All right. This is probably not what I want. Oh, that would explain why. My phone is literally, the thing is literally tilted. John Cena stream. I can't tell if you guys are trolling me or if the stream is genuinely down and you can't see me. Also, how's the quality? Is it terrible? Do I look like I'm in 1080p? Yo, Cade, I appreciate that. Making this Wednesday slightly better now. I appreciate that very much. We are working on it. Oh, okay. So this is... Oh. Dude. I am so fiddly. I hate fiddling with things. It's my least favorite. It's my least favorite. My favorite gun of all time is just an AK-47. I just like things that work. My favorite thing in the world is stuff that just does what it says it does right away. It just works. I don't like bells and whistles. I don't like being able to customize things. I don't care. I just want the products and things that I use in my life to simply work. And so we live in late stage capitalism, which means nothing works. Everything is fiddly. Everyone is obsessed with freaking customization and everything else. And it makes me out of my mind. I don't want to customize. I don't want bells and whistles. I don't want to put fancy stuff on my stuff. I just want it to work. You have a question. If you could give Mac one recommendation that he would actually hear and take into consideration, what would it be? Ooh, wow, interesting question. Let's see. So a bunch of people here aren't going to know. I used to have a podcast when I lived in New York City with my roommate Mac, and we stopped doing that podcast, and because I moved to Utah during my conversion, and then Mac and I stopped talking. And I confronted him about it, and he didn't reply to me. And I've seen him in person since, and he's a very nice guy. He's of course very nice to me, but I did something in Mac world to make him mad enough that he stopped being my friend. I am still his friend. He is not my friend, apparently. So I'm waiting for him to figure that out. And so I don't know what advice I would give him. My advice to Mac is I don't know. He probably doesn't need or want my advice. He does pretty well for himself. He's a smart, hardworking guy. My advice to him is to relax. I don't know. I want him to be happy. Whatever he's doing, if he's enjoying himself, you know what? I'm stoked. Yo, the OG Cowboy Boys postcard from that's sick. I love my fiddly break phone stuff. Ugh. Note, speaking of late stage capitalism, notice how what makes people rich is products and services for other businesses instead of ordinary customers. Yes. Yes. Late stage capitalism is out of control. I am not a fan. When we convert and get closer to God, sometimes people take that personally. Yeah, a lot of people took it personally in my case. A lot of people. I had a lot of really close friends stop being friends with me. It really sucked, but oh well. Am I reading any good books lately? I just read. This isn't like you're referencing literature. You want me to talk about literature, but the last book I read that was really good is a comic book. Well, it's a graphic novel. I'm a nerd. There's a video game that's a niche within a niche within a niche. And I really like that game because I like all the niches. And this is a graphic novel about that game. It's called The Division. And it was pretty fun. And I'm almost positive I only liked it because I love the game and the world the game is in so much. You would probably not enjoy it. So, but this is the last thing I read that I enjoyed. If you want literature, I could probably go find some and figure it out. But yeah. So that was the last thing I read that was good. What is this called? This is called The Division Extremis Malice. Yeah. Hi from Spain. Hola. Dude, I love Spain. Spain is great. Despite the fact that I was in Barcelona for a very small amount of time and people were like, we're going to rob you. But I don't think that they were Spaniards, so doesn't count. As a Christian, is it okay to be a subscriber to Gas Digital and consume their content regularly? That's a great question. Listen, man, it's not technically a sin to be what do I want to say? Like a real dude about things, like swearing and being like kind of a big old idiot. I almost said a no word. I realize I'm on YouTube. I have to be good while I'm on here. We can't use the R word on YouTube, or we probably can, but my channel is new and people already try to nuke my stuff. In any case, yeah, I think you're okay. I think that it depends on the content. But like, risque content or whatever in terms of like foul language, like Jackass. Like, is Jackass okay for Christians? Like, yeah, I think so. Obviously in moderation, and not like if it's all you consume, or you're just like watching it and you're like into the nudity parts outside of the concept of just like adult male nudity being funny. I don't know. I think that there's wiggle room there to like understand the what kind of content you should or shouldn't consume as a person who's trying to like walk with Christ. It's more, yeah, The Division is underrated. The Division has a huge story. It has novels. The games are, I mean, The Division 2 is still has a live story rolling out over the course of seasons. As a Christian, you need to look at the content to ensure it's not leading you astray. Yeah, I mean, that's really the case. If it's leading you astray, then you gotta get rid of it or adjust it or watch different stuff. But swearing, crass jokes, silly people, gross stuff, non-sexual nudity, like, these are all things that are a part of art and our experiences as humans and being goofy. Like, what I tell a Christian who is at scout camp doing a prank, wearing a crazy like chicken mask, and they streak through the camp and everyone's laughing and it's like a very silly, like crazy thing. Is that negative, or is that just funny? I don't know. And I'm not the chicken mask guy, by the way, but I do remember that happening at scout camp, and it was very funny. And we all thought, we were like young, and we were like, dude, the Eagle Scouts are crazy. That was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I think that's a cool part of being a dude. But so anyway, this is to say that it's more complicated than just like what is or isn't okay. Dude, the Division 2? You played the Division 2 and you were in Manteo? Dang, we could have been chopping it up. No one ever wants to talk to me about the Division 2. Are you level 1000? I'm up there. Shout out to the Age of Napoleon podcast. You know what? I need to check that out. A show called Legion of Skanks would beg to differ. Oh man. Gas Digital the argument can be made that Gas Digital is good or bad. I really think it depends on the show. If content brings you further from God, then it can be a sin. Yeah, anything that brings you further from God, even if it's not a sin. You can get addicted to like eating couch cushions. I've seen that episode of that TV show, and I think that at that point, that person needs to repent for eating the couch cushions. That's not good. If Gas Digital speaks to you, you might want to think about that. Yeah. Dude, I might not even go live on Instagram. It seems like we have enough people in here that I'm going to have a hard time paying attention to both. So I'll just talk to you guys. We can go live on Instagram, maybe just solo later. I'm a less is more type guy. I'd rather just hang out with you fine people for a little bit. If I wasn't a comedian, what would I do for work? And this is a great question. What would I do for work? Well, when I was a kid, I wanted to be in the military. That was my big plan. I really, really, really wanted to serve my country and be a patriot and avenge 9/11. And so I joined the Army on my 17th birthday, and that did not work out well for me. It didn't like hurt my life or anything. I wasn't dishonorably discharged, but I never deployed. And I spent an entire year stuck on Fort Benning because I was 17 and you can't leave the base if you're not an adult. So that was pretty brutal. Anyway, I ended up in the infantry. I didn't do anything with it. I was injured during training after I was 18, and an Army doctor basically took pity on me for being a child. And so when I was still 17, he started me getting medicaled out and was like, you can come back, because I had a severe eye issue. I was blinded by a magnesium flare. It was that's very stupid of me. In any case, I ended up, he was like, you can come back when you're ready. And so I left the military around close to 19 years old. And by the time I was like, oh, I can like the idea was I'll talk to a doctor and I'll rejoin when I'm more mature and I'm ready to handle this and whatever. And then I joined a gang. I joined a gang instead. So I got more tattoos than I had, and I just ruined my chances of rejoining. And so I ended up not anyway, so that would be what that was the plan. That was my big plan, is to be in the military, but I ruined it. I was poor and stupid and young, and I didn't have a lot of male guidance. I wasn't tough enough. I wasn't smart enough. And I weaseled my way into not going back. And so did I ruin my life? I don't think so, but I made decisions that cascaded into so many bad decisions that it basically, I went from like, I want to be a good person who's like contributing to society and helping people, and then I spent like 10 years being the worst person possible. Not possible, but not great. And then by the time I was like, I would like to go back into the military or do something good or be a firefighter or a police officer or whatever, I looked like this, and I couldn't do any of those jobs. They were like, no. Oh, what's that? You have a tattoo on your face? You actually can't serve your country. So I ended up doing comedy, and now I'm talking to you people. How crazy is that? So my life was going well, not going well, but my dreams have been destroyed multiple times. Like, I've had multiple occasions in my life where I had big plans and put all my effort into making those plans happen and thought I was going to be this person and do this thing, and it all fell out from under me. And instead of giving up, I buckled down, and now here I am. So, I mean, that's kind of motivational, right? Hi from Poland. Poland, my favorite European country. Let's go, Poland. I will be doing shows in Indy, but next year, I think. Happy feast day of Saint Therese. Did you get to be anyone's rose today? Not yet, but we have plenty of day left. Plenty of days left. Yay, I made the live. This is crazy. Thank you so much for being here. I went live on YouTube. I was like, there'll be like 10 people maybe in the middle of the afternoon. Maybe I should go live in the evening. Maybe I should play chess and hang out with people. How did I first get involved in a gang? USMC, are you a Marine? I ended up, we need you to get okay. I'm gonna answer a couple of these in order, because when this goes live, like when you'll be able to see this on my YouTube as like a previous thing, people can't see these questions, I don't think. No, they can. Oh man, how helpful. Anyway, I'm gonna answer them. So do your new act. I would open a beer. You served, and that's big. Thank you so much. I don't think so. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think everyone should serve. I think you shouldn't be able to vote if you don't serve in some capacity. Yeah. I actually have a bunch of opinions about voting that make everyone mad. They make people so mad. I think we got to get less people voting, brother. But in any case, I appreciate you. I yeah, my military career, whatever. How did I first get involved in a gang? Let's answer this question. Okay. Oh wait, let's go first. We need to organize the Shane Smith get you on Are You Garbage. So I actually was supposed to be on Are You Garbage like 6 years ago when it first started. They messaged me on Twitter. I don't have that Twitter anymore. But they were like, "Oh, we want you on the podcast," and they messaged me, and I didn't see it. And by the time I saw it, it was too late. And now they're famous, and I am less popular than them. And so they haven't asked me on. So that would be very funny to be on now. But I think they're great, dude. And yeah, I would love to go on. They're very funny. And they were cool New York guys for sure. How did I first get involved in a gang? So I grew up around crime. I grew up around poor people and bikers and stuff. So like doing crime was always just a thing that, like, as a kid, when you grow up around it, you're like, yeah, and I steal and I do this stuff too. Like, those values of your community are passed down to you. You obviously are like, yeah, it's me versus everyone. I cheat, I lie, I steal, whatever it takes. It's us versus the world. And so I got involved in a gang by just simply growing up. And then over time, you just know these people and you get involved. It's that simple. Lots of people reassuring me that God had bigger plans for me, which is fun. I wish I had known that at the time. Dealing with despair without faith in God and all the like benefits and graces that come with it sucks and is bad. Highly don't recommend. Hey, if you want to if you want to go through despair, probably have Jesus around while you do it. 10 of 10 makes it way easier. Got any knock knock jokes? Only if you have money. I seem like the kind of guy you'd like to play Dungeons and Dragons or Magic with. I appreciate that. I do both. I don't play Magic very much these days, honestly, though. I have a secret earpiece in. Yes, that rocks. That rocks so much. I love that. So cool to be in a meeting with a secret earpiece. Do you have a YouTube? Do you plan to have YouTube be a bigger part of your career than doing comedy and traveling? So that would be the what we want, right? I would love to do comedy only on my terms. Like, I show up to a theater in your city and I only do 2 nights, one show each or whatever, and then I get to make content on my terms at home with my family. And so that's kind of why I've been like dipping my toe, trying to stay consistent, make a few videos, see how I like it, try to go live, see what this is all about. Do people enjoy this? And then I can make more permanent content, and then I don't have to travel as much, and then I can go super dad mode, which is like what the dream, right? We all want that. We're all trying to balance work and being with our kids as much as we can. Though I'm incredibly lucky in that I am married to a Catholic. And so she's like, yeah, we could be poor and have kids. It doesn't matter. So she's more interested in me being around than having money, which is great. I love that. Oh, dude, they didn't grandfather you in after. Oh no, they would only grandfather you if you were in. How this person says it's ironic how tattoos can affect your career. He deployed, served, deployed, got out, tried going back in after tattoos, and they said no. Yeah, the grooming standard is silly. I think that while the Secretary of the Department of War is like fixing the army and doing all these other things, he needs to fix the freaking grooming standard and allow tattoos in on like a case by case basis. Like, when I'm at MEPS, some weird dude should just check and see if my tattoos are offensive. Are they not? Then you're in. Why would tattoos stop anyone from serving? It's crazy. That's very Starship Troopers. Robert A. Heinlein is my guy, and Starship Troopers is what motivated me to join the army. And I still hold a lot of those opinions. Starship Troopers got me, man. It really got me. I read that as a 16-year-old and immediately was like, yeah, dude, I'm joining. I'm joining the military now. I love that. That book like changed my life. And it's so funny because there's three types of people who read that book. There's people who read Starship Troopers and they go, this rocks. A society where everyone is participating and cares and is a conscious member of the society and is working towards the common good and sacrificing and all this other stuff. And you're like, yeah, I like that. And then there's bugs, and you're like, yeah, you have to kill the bugs. They're not humans. Kill all the non-humans, obviously. And then there are people who read Starship Troopers and they go, oh, the humans are the bad guys. The bugs are the good guys. And those people are lame and stupid and boring. And then there's a third group of people who watch it and they go, or read or watch Starship Troopers and they go, a lot of explosions. I don't get it. Can you tell us a story about a time you rode a horse? I can, and I will here in a second. Will you ever come back to Houston? Yes, I already have plans to come back to Texas. I was watching your podcast interviews with Logos. I was just on the phone with Father Max last night. He called me because he's a great friend, and he just gives me random calls, which I love. And so we just chopped it up and talked about how he's enjoying his priesthood and what it's like and how crazy it is. And man, the best. I love the Logos boys, Father Joseph and Father Max. And it's so cool they're priests now. How crazy is that? Are you going to do more content with the Hollow app? Yes, 100 million%. I actually I have a meeting with them soon, so I'm very excited. I love Hollow, everything they're up to. They're the best. You mentioned you want to do interviews. Could you interview Hell's Enemy? Yes, Gabby. I don't know if you saw, but we met up when I was in Spokane. I had him come out to shows with his beautiful wife. We went and ate. We went to mass together, and I absolutely 100% will interview him here on this YouTube literally within the next month. Do you still play video games often? And if so, are you interested in playing Battlefield 6? Battlefield is my most played video game franchise of all time. Since the very first Battlefield, I easily have I have easily pushing a year of playtime on the franchise. Battlefield 2042 is my least favorite and most hated of all the Battlefields. I disliked it. I played it for 700 hours. So I really like Battlefield. When I play Battlefield, I listen to books or I watch essays and shows, and I like absorb other content. So it's my like double content game. I can turn my brain off and just play, and I love that. And if I want to, I can turn the sound up, get voice chat on, and I can really get into it and play hard. And I like that it does all the things I want it to, and it's very cinematic and immersive. And I just love Battlefield. So I'm going to play an absurd amount of Battlefield. Battlefield 6, I'll tell you right now, I will easily put 400 hours of Battlefield 6 in by the end of next year. Light work. It'll be my most played game of all time for sure. I really love Battlefield so much. And very luckily, I have a daughter who also plays video games and a wife who's wildly supportive of me. So I meet my husbandly obligations, and I don't have someone nagging me, telling me not to play games. I get to crush out quite a lot of video games. Poor and Catholic. Why did that? We are so poor when we started a family. It was the best decision to not wait. I love that. Yeah, who cares about money? Who cares about if your kids have to share rooms? Who cares if you have nice clothes? If you have food and you're warm and you're happy, boom, you did it. Your family is having a good time. I want 4 boys in 2 sets of bunk beds in a small room. That's what I want. My kids, even if I had all the money in the world, my kids would share space and act poor. They're going to 100%. So money is not real. You don't need it. Don't worry about it. Just do your best. Pete has tattoos. Yeah, Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War, has a ton of tattoos. You support Trump. I support him when he does good things, but no. Right now, I'm wildly disappointed. I have been disappointed. I don't think a politician has made me happy in a very long time. So no. I wish Trump would stop doing all. I wish that he would keep better company. Comedy shows at the local collectible card shop would be sick. I used to do a show at a very specific card shop in Salt Lake. It's not there anymore, but identifying marks for POW purposes. Yeah, that is the one thing if you have tattoos. But who cares, man? We're getting out there to fight. Whatever happens, happens. What is your favorite word? Mine is shenanigans. What is my favorite word? That's a great question. I got to think about that. How did you like Space Marine 2? Adored Space Marine 2. I play it a lot. Space Marine 2 and The Division are the 2 games I play the most. I play Space Marine 2 basically every day. I have most of the classes maxed out. It's good. It's very good. And the campaign, mwah, chef's kiss. I played it with my brother and my friend on co-op. It was a great experience. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to tell people I'm live here on Instagram because I thought I was going to go live on Instagram and then I didn't. So that's silly of me. Let's fix that. Dude, I play a lot of video games now that I'm thinking about it. Hey, I'm live on Instagram. Look, it's me. I'm live. Or not Instagram. What am I saying? I'm live on YouTube. I'm on Instagram talking to you, but I'm on YouTube. And the people on YouTube are hearing me record this. It's very embarrassing. Come hang out. All right, bye. Look at that. You guys watched me film an Instagram story. Look how intimate that is. I would feel embarrassed to do that in front of my wife. And I did it in front of you guys. Ugh, the cringe. It like physically hurts. Oh, let's see. Space Marine 2, none of that will happen unless there's an actual alien invasion or, of course, until the rapture. I live in perpetual fear of demon bugs from Klendathu. Me too. The velociraptors from the first Jurassic Park and Klendathu demon bugs, they really get me. This person says they only watch Starship Troopers, the movie. That's fine. The book and the movie are worlds different, but Paul Verhoeven accidentally made a movie in the spirit of the book. So the movie and the book are wildly different, but like the same funny sort of conclusion you come to at the end of the movie applies to the book as well. So it's kind of like a litmus test for if you think, you know, unity and all that kind of all these like rah patriotism, nationalism, humanity stuff is good, or if you're like siding with the bugs. Jordan Velasquez, well, thank you for your service. And it's probably, you're where you need to be, man. You're where you need to be. Sad I missed the Starship Troopers rant. Sorry, person whose name is in Korean and I can't read it. Starship Troopers is based and good. And I was just saying that the people who side with the bugs are dumb and bad. Still waiting for Bad Company 3. I think that after Battlefield 6, they need to go Bad Company 3, right? They're going gritty. They're giving us the military realism we asked for. Okay, sick. Thank you, boys. Let's keep the military, but let's make it silly. Let's go Bad Company 3. I'm with you. I'm with you. I've been watching your podcast interviews and I love them. Thank you, Gabby. Yo, I need to freaking scroll down. With Alive in U camps next summer, I want to add a fundraiser show outside of Atlanta to make a camp more affordable for our teens. Carly, email me, shane1smith@gmail.com. How's lifting going? It's going. I wish I was stronger than I am. I'm not a big guy. I'm friends with big guys. I know big guys. I'm not a big guy. It's a bummer. But you know what? It is what it is. Lifting is going well. I'm strong enough. I've been running a lot is really what it comes down to. Starship Troopers was a childhood movie. My mom thought Starship Troopers was going to be like Star Wars. So she let me and my brother see it in the theater. She made a mistake. Why do you think Catholicism is a better path rather than Orthodoxy or Protestantism? Because it's the truth, the whole and complete truth. And yeah, that's it. That's the end of that statement. And I know that maybe is frustrating if you're Protestant or Orthodox, but heck, man, I would hope that you feel that way about what you're up to if it's the path you've chosen. I just think Catholicism is the whole and complete truth. It's a complete and total understanding of the world. It is Christ's church on earth. And because it's like a physical church with a hierarchy, now I have like, it's representative. And so for all of its faults, and it has many because it's run by people, it I think the fact that it can't be destroyed by its own incompetence is almost self-evident that God is protecting the church, but yeah, and beyond that, just let's just like step outside of the spiritual. I just think like the Catholic Church is better because everywhere I travel, I can go to Catholic Church. Everywhere I go, there's a Catholic community in the world and I can participate. We have leadership that answers our questions. I know exactly where I'm at morally on all issues, and I can look to the magisterium of the church to interpret these issues and to be helped to understand them. Yeah, it just gives me like a grounding and an understanding of the world that's like second to none. And it's just so powerful. It's so powerful to have your reality grounded in that way. And so that's why I like it, and I think it's the better path. But I love my Orthodox and Protestant brothers and sisters. I have an ecumenical heart. And obviously I collaborate with Protestants and Orthodox people. I've been to Orthodox parishes where they've allowed me to participate in the sacraments. Well, not sacraments plural, but the one sacrament I'm allowed to, they've given me the Eucharist. Yeah. And some Orthodox churches don't, some do. That's kind of a problem with Orthodoxy, right? Some churches are pro birth control, some are anti, some say Catholics can have the Eucharist, some say they can't. Yeah. So yeah, that would be it. If I wasn't going to be Catholic, I would be Orthodox though, because the Eucharist is the center of my worship for sure. Yeah, I'm a big time Eucharist boy. Possible Battlefield 6 clan, Honestly, hold up, because that could be a good idea. My husband and I got to meet you with Brother Jude after your show in Denver. Brother Jude is the GOAT. Could you pray for us? We're facing some difficulties as we're trying to convert to Catholicism. I will. Rachel Wilson, I got you. Boom. We will pray for you. I will add you to the list. Stay strong. Converting is tough, and it doesn't help. And like, this is an eye rolling thing for non religious people, but dude, when I was converting, I was under the most spiritual attack, and right after. During RCIA and then right after was the most spiritual warfare. Like, it was crazy. So stay strong. Whoa, so many things I got to read. Okay, here we go. Hi from Omaha. You're my wife's favorite comedian. Thank you so much. Also, I'll be looking out for Texas dates. Yes. Keep your wife in my prayers for God to soften her heart and to seek him. Absolutely. Absolutely. We will do that. Praying for conversion is so important. I pray for so many people's conversion all the time. It's probably, I pray to abate people's suffering and for people's conversion. Those are the two specific, like, those are my causes. Those are like Shane's personal vendetta. I always pray that people who are suffering immensely, unjustly, they find respite. And then my next thing is for conversion. What are my thoughts on 3i Atlas? Is it alien tech or comet? It's a comet. There are no aliens, but if there were, we should destroy them immediately the second we find them. Do you guys know about the dark forest theory? I think about it all the time. Had 6 kids, 2 to a room. Nobody would believe that we made money, but never needed anything that was important. A few times grandparents helped. God is good. Worked 2 or 3 jobs at times. Hey man, whatever it takes, to get that family going. God bless you. 3 jobs. I worked pretty hard in my 20s. Multiple jobs and things, especially like right after the financial crisis. And dude, It was brutal. It was brutal, and I was single. Well, I was living with someone, but like life was so difficult, and so working 3 jobs, like big respect. Truly, that's so much sacrifice, especially when you have kids. I just want to tell you how much your story is of faith has helped me immensely. I've been a fan of your comedy for years. I'm on a job site, so I doubt this will post. Hey, it posted. I appreciate you so much. I'm really glad. Good luck at work. Thoughts on having your wife in one of these kids for a Q and A? Oh, dude. Yeah, yeah, I think we'll make content together at some point where we goof off and talk and stuff. But as I'm growing the channel and figuring out like this is my first time live streaming, that kind of stuff, we're keeping it simple. As I get better at this and figure out what I want to do with my YouTube, then I begin to interview people, I start to do stuff, I start to make more. I have plans for a few long form videos I want to make that are like, Lord of the Rings related or whatever. I pointed over towards my whiteboard that you can't see that still has Lord of the Rings stuff on it. But I have a bunch of stuff I'm going to do, and we'll just keep it moving. We're just creating a habit of creation. I struggle. I struggle to do things sometimes. And so to make things and be productive, I have to be crafty with myself. And I have to create habits and trick myself in order to like build momentum. If anyone is feeling like a Diet Catholic would be better for you. Try Methodist. We love our fellowship. No magic or fancy rituals. Pastor shows up in jeans. I mean, hey, I guess I wouldn't. That sounds like the exact opposite of what I want. That sounds like work. That just sounds like regular life. That sounds like my life every day. I wake up, I pray in jeans and do stuff. I'm the pastor of my everyday life. I wear jeans and don't do magic or rituals. And actually, I do rituals, I guess, but I wear jeans and pray and talk about Jesus. So I guess, yeah. Am I coming to North Carolina? Well, I was just in Manteo in the Outer Banks, but at the end of the year, I'll be in Charlotte. We are siblings in Christ now. Oh, dark forest theory is the idea. It's hilarious how you jump back and forth between subjects. Thank you. My brain doesn't work right. Dark forest theory is the idea that multiple tribes of people who have never contacted each other live in the dark forest, the Amazon, right? And when you observe these tribes coming into contact for the very first time, usually it's a person, it's a scout or whatever. So you meet these people, you find where they live. Now, if you see a person you've never seen before in the dark forest and they don't know you and you don't know them, you have to kill them as fast as possible. Because if you do not kill them, you may give them the chance to kill you as fast as possible because they don't know or understand who you are. So you're now in a strange situation where you can choose to risk your life in order to communicate with this person who may immediately kill you because they're afraid that you're going to kill them. And it's happening to both of you at the same time. Now, this can happen on an individual level, but it can also happen on a group level. If I have 2 large communities of tribal people in the forest and one of us sees where the other group lives and we want to contact them, we are risking contacting them knowing that our community is close, and them deciding to destroy our community, absorb our women, and take our resources or whatever you're going to do before we can do it to you. And so the question becomes, if I find this civilization first, if I see this other tribe in the dark forest before they know that I'm there, I'm obligated morally to bring that information back to my tribe and for us to organize a war party and to destroy this other tribe before they can do it to our women, our children, and us. And if we don't do that immediately, as fast as we can, we are risking them doing it to us. We don't know if they found us too. We don't know what their plans are. And they have, an incentive to destroy and absorb us. And so the dark forest theory applies to aliens. If aliens find us, especially with faster than light communication, it takes a year to communicate, right? So let's say I'm sending a message that is at the speed of light, and it takes a year or more to reach my opponents that I'm trying to talk with, these aliens. Well, if these aliens know where we are, how do we know their reply isn't a message and is just a nuclear weapon or a sun destroying weapon, and they're going to eliminate our society before we can eliminate theirs? And so when you see another society that is spacefaring or existing in the universe, you have to destroy them immediately, or else you give them the chance to destroy you. And you're risking your children, your wife, your everything. You're risking it all to simply try and be peaceful and reach out. And that is the dark forest theory. And it's bleak and really intense, but it's hard to argue against. And it's how humans have behaved for all of time. It's real. We've used it, and it is how it works. If you do the dark forest theory, your civilization gets big enough that you can then start interacting with other civilizations without annihilating each other. It also depends on your technology, your culture, but yeah, that's the dark forest theory. Plan on streaming any games in the future? Dude, with how well the stream is going, the fact that there's people here randomly on a Wednesday afternoon, yeah, I think I'm going to stream. I think I might start streaming again. Pray for, if you could pray for me and my struggle with lust, and also pray for me is starting to convert to Catholicism. I will add you to the list. And struggling with lust is, that's the number one thing men in Western society are facing right now. So stay strong. There's a lot of information and stuff to help you. Matt Fradd wrote a great book about why adult entertainment is evil from a non-religious perspective, just from a scientific perspective. And I think it will do you a lot of good to read that. Probably it'll convict you. Any chance for New York or East Coast? Elizabeth, I'm going to be in New York City at New York Comedy Club for New York Comedy Festival. I said New York so many times just now. So that is happening. Please come to the show in New York. It's actually hard to sell tickets in New York and LA because there are towns where stuff is happening all the time. So I'd really appreciate it if you came. Do I have plans to go to Rome and meet Pope Leo? I don't have plans like as in me and the Pope are chopping it up and I'm like, dude, I'm going to come through. And he's like, anytime, I got a spare bedroom. But yes, I am going to Italy for my belated honeymoon, and we will see the Pope. I met you in Vegas on this trip with my canine. Yo, Amadeus, right? That's what I say. Your podcasts have helped me during my conversion. Dude, that rocks. I gave my daughter your canine's stickers, and she put them on her water bottle. She's way into it. She wants a police dog so bad. She's always asking, can I get a police dog? She's always talking about how our healer or our our Australian boy, our little idiot, he can't smell. His smeller is broken. Dude, I look so red in the camera. I just looked at myself. Am I that red? Dude, when you're so white, you're red. That's crazy. All right. Which mysteries of the rosary are your favorite? The sorrowful. I love to get a good cry in there. Any chance of New York? Oh yeah, I already read that. Let's see. I'm trying to, oh, never mind. I moved the chat wrong. Any new music coming along? Not yet. Not yet, but we're working on it. Whoa, I'm one of the influences. I love your comedy. Weirdly, you've been one of several influences for me to go back to Catholicism. Love for Mexico. Yes, that rocks. And I love Mexico. Me and my wife want to go to southern Mexico so bad. We want to go see, obviously there's relics and cool things to see, but also Mexico just rocks. I love Mexicans. Mexicans have a revolutionary spirit, just like Americans. If Mexico and America would actually stop being babies and we would forget about Canada. Sorry, Canada, you're doing your own thing with the Commonwealth. We don't like what you got going on. Mexicans are more American than anyone else. They have a revolutionary spirit. They put their families first, as evidenced by, them coming over here, and God bless them. I'm with it. I get it. I love Mexico. I think America needs to very specifically, if we're worried about immigration, we need to do things like really, really, really grow our relationship with Mexico and help Mexico become the best version of itself. Because when Mexico is great, America will be great. And when America will be great, Mexico will be great. I can't tell you how much it bothers me that we aren't like more connected. Mexico and America should be like the best of friends. We should be trading our cultures back and forth. We should be honoring each other. We should be super pumped about what each other are up to. It sucks that we have this weird sort of like thing going on when we're so similar. We're both European revolutionary colonies who tamed our wild, like we've been to war with each other. I don't know. There's so much. I love Mexico. I love Mexicans. Again, they have a revolutionary spirit. I'm about it. Been a fan for years, former straight edge and hardcore kid. Hearing your stories always cracks me up. Anyway, Kenosha has a comedy club and a beautiful downtown. Dude, I've been there, I'm pretty sure. And I'm sure I'll go back. That rocks, Zach. Glad we made it to the Eucharist. Let's go. It's the best, man. I need to go to daily mass more often, straight up. That's like I'm just lazy. I just don't wake up or I make excuses. It sucks. I need to go. I just need to go. Man, life with work, kids, wife, training, and of course, Catholicism is a lot. How do you manage it all day to day? I don't know, man. I don't. I mess it up every day, and so will you. Don't sweat it. Don't sweat it, man. Do your best. Just do your best. Go to work, come home, love your wife, love your kids, involve them. And you don't have to like, I don't know, don't beat yourself up. Like I want to be a big guy. My brother is a big guy. All my favorite people I look up to are almost all big jacked dudes. Like I love that stuff. When I was a kid, I was an Arnold Schwarzenegger poster on the wall guy. And I've never managed to get that big. At one point in my life, I was big enough that people called me big, but I didn't feel big. And I'm only saying this to tell you, like, now I'm at this point in my life where I have a wife, we have kids, we're building a family, I have all this responsibility, I have a career that is crazy, and like it's hard. And I'm Catholic, just like you, I'm trying to pray the rosary every day, go to mass, I'm praying a lot before, even just remembering to pray before lunch when you're at fast food is hard. But I mess it all up all the time. And I bring up the big guy stuff because again, I want to lift weights and be a big guy, but like I could prioritize it. I could buckle down and I could make it happen. But it's not. It's not the number one thing. I'm a nerd. I care about video games. I care about reading. I care about building Legos with my kids and being goofy. And so despite the fact that I want one thing, I know what I should be doing. And so I just adjust and I accept it. You know what? I work out as much as I can. Some days I need to go get my kid from school and I need to go to adoration. And so I'm going to miss the gym. What do I do on that day? I just go for a run instead. I just fit it in where I can. Sometimes I can't work out, so I ask my daughter if she wants to go outside and I crank out push-ups and have her follow me on her bike while I run, like whatever. You just make it happen, man. You just don't worry about it. Some days you'll mess up and that's fine. It's all about chill, dude. Really, I've learned about the Christian life. The most holy people I know, they're so chill. They're so go with the flow. They're peaceful. And you should be too. Attack your problems. Try to get it all in. Do your work. Be the husband. Be there for your kids. Get your work in. Get your daily mass in. But you know what? You're not going to be 100% every day. All you can do is give 100% every day. Chill, dude. I missed mass today. You could beat yourself up, or you could just be like, I'm gonna pray the rosary instead before bed. Just make it happen. Chill. Everything's okay. Damn, we love you. I really love Canada and Canadians. Honestly, I don't dislike. I dislike Canada's government, but I dislike America's government. So, Canada's great, but Canada has thrown its lot in with the Commonwealth. They don't have a revolutionary spirit like America. Canadians have much more in common with Australians and everyone else in the Commonwealth than they do Americans, for sure. And that's okay. And I respect it. Canadians are Canadian, and I think that's cool. And Mexicans should be Mexican, but I do truly believe in my heart, I think Mexicans have more in common with us. And my husband, I'm Catholic, and my husband is non-denominational ish. So he just reads the Bible and likes Jesus. He teeters back and forth with thinking about converting to Catholicism. Any suggestions or books? I would say read Trent Horn's book, Why We're Catholic. That one did it for me. That one is just succinct. It doesn't talk down to you. It doesn't talk up to you. It doesn't try to do anything but give you the information in a way that feels authentic and real and allows you to process it. Perfect book, Why We're Catholic by Trent Horn. What do you think about Germans in Germany, really? They're great. I love Germany. Your government right now is terrible, is awful. Your government should have, a long time ago, done a lot of different things than it's doing. And it also should be working towards kicking America out of Germany. Hey, you're an occupied country. Get that under control. And yeah, Germany's great. Germans are cool. German engineering is awesome. Germans have done and given so many amazing things to the world. Yeah, and they get a bad rap because of obviously the world wars. Which World War One? Who were we mad about for that one? Was everyone not the bad guy in World War One? Come on. But yeah, Germany's great. I love Germany. You need to get your free speech going, at least a little bit, and you need to figure out what's going on with your government and your I don't know. I haven't been to Germany in a long time, but you guys, it seems like you guys have a lot to figure out. While your situation described sounds similar to my desire to work out harder. Hey man, if all you can do is sprints at night, do them. Do 100 push-ups for time, 100 squats, and do a 3-mile run. Whatever it takes, bro. Whatever it takes. Just don't beat yourself up, You have to have a good attitude. Let the Holy Spirit do its thing. Sometimes everything goes wrong and I'm annoyed and I wanted to work out and I'm like, you know what? I can still go run. And I'm gonna put in my headphones and I'm gonna pick a great song and I'm just gonna be positive about it. I'm over this negativity stuff, dude. I was so positive for a long time, and then I allowed myself to get into this negative space, which is so funny because of how my politics used to be. I was so negative all the time, just a hater all the time. Dude, I'm over that. We're being positive now. We're being positive. If something works out, we're being cool about it. We're seeing the good. We're positive. Favorite Mexican food? Huevos rancheros, for sure. Huevos rancheros. Happy feast day of Saint Therese. I know I have a giant photo of Saint Therese, like a portrait of her on my wall. Honestly, I can just show you guys. Why wouldn't I? Boom, there she is. This is my wall. Crazy enough, dude. So my mom, we don't have a lot of stuff from my childhood. We had a very crazy life. We had a very crazy time. We had to move. We were evicted. Things have happened in our lives. So I don't have a lot of stuff from when I was young. But my mom, she kept somehow this painting of Jesus with the Sacred Heart of Jesus throughout. So that painting was in my house as a child. So in Hollow, I do this there's this thing where I talk about my conversion in this on this app called Hollow. I don't, if you're mega Catholic or Christian, you or whatever, you might have seen it, but if not, I do my conversion story, and it's like I tried to do it well. I wrote it very poetically. I try to be really into it. And in it, I describe looking at this painting of Jesus and how it made me feel as a kid. And my mom freaking found it, and now it's in my house. So I've had the same painting of Jesus following me around since I was a child. It's crazy. Like, I can't explain to you how crazy it is that is here. It's like a relic. I can't believe it somehow survived my family's turmoil and everything and ended up here. It's crazy. A super tough, tiny, crazy Jewish American mom. Do I not like the UK? Well, I love the UK. I think that obviously America is like was founded by Anglos and made into a large Anglo-Saxon colony or whatever, Anglo colony. Yeah, and UK has a ton in common with us, and I think the UK is incredible, and I respect so much of what they've done. But your government is probably my least favorite. I would almost rather be in Saudi Arabia than the UK right now, because at least in Saudi Arabia, they're very mask off about, like, yeah, these are the rules. We're kind of crazy. This is what we're about. This is it. We are this. And you go, oh, dang, that's really wild. It seems bad that you're this thing, but do you, Saudi Arabia? Whereas in the UK, you guys are acting like you have freedom, or you're good, or you're up to things that are positive, but your government is terrible in the like you got to do something about that, and it looks like people are trying. I've been seeing videos of stuff that like boils my blood. It's crazy whatever's going on in the UK. So good luck with that out there. I respect and love you guys, and I hope you figure it out. I am going to be in California in December. I'll be in San Diego doing shows the 13th and the 14th. That's my birthday weekend. So if you come to the shows, please be nice to me. Jim board games, Jesus. We could. I do be doing a lot of board gaming. So, where did you get the skateboard decks? From a place called Motherboards. They were gifted to me by a gentleman at a show. And those are motherboards. And they're amazing. And actually, I was going to skate one of them, and I just couldn't bring myself to do it. They're so beautiful. I love them. They're so cool. You are my favorite comedian of all time. I grew up a Catholic, but being trans, I haven't really felt safe, comfortable in a lot of Catholic Christian spaces. What do you recommend for someone like me? Well, yeah, being trans and being Catholic are at odds with each other. And clearly you understand this, and it's hard because I don't know what your experience is, but you probably feel deeply convicted about this thing that you're experiencing, and that you are, in the wrong body. And Catholicism is very seriously asserting to you, you are in the right body. And, those two things are directly in odds. And that's really difficult. And like, I can't imagine like the difficulties you feel or going through, and how hard that must be. Obviously, hey, I'm team Catholic, so I am gonna tell you that, I want you to keep going to church. And like, you can be in mass, and you can participate, and you can go to adoration, and you should be close to Jesus, even if you're in mortal sin. Why did I do quotes? Mortal sin is not, it's real. It's not like but what I'm saying is, like, if you're not, listen, what I'm trying to say is, like, if you come to church, you come to mass, and you're outwardly expressing your trans identity, that is at odds with Catholicism. And this isn't like, me attacking you, and it's not you being attacked. And we both understand this, right? But I think you should. I think you should continue to show up, to be close to Jesus, to pray, and to ask him to heal your heart, and ask him for what you need. I personally think what you need is to love who you are in the body you're in. And I don't know your story, But I wish all the best for you, and I think you should stay close to Jesus. I think you should continue to pray. I think that you have been given a very distinct, difficult, modern, uh, confusing trial that I, as a man who's very in my manness, can't relate to. But I am a person who loves Jesus, and I think you should too. And so I just encourage you to keep praying, go to mass. Obviously, don't take the Eucharist, but be there, be in that space, be around Jesus, be with Jesus. Yeah, and I really hope that people are kind to you and accepting, and I hope they are. But know truly that if you want to live the faith fully, it's never going to change, and it's always going to be at odds with that identity. But I think that that doesn't mean that you shouldn't love Jesus and participate, that you shouldn't, you know, ask yourself questions about how or why you're feeling what you do. And yeah, I just really hope the best for you. And if I saw you, if you came up to me and you were clearly like, at mass and you were like, Shane, I'm the person to talk to, I would be so happy, and I would love to see you, and I support you, and I want you to be healthy, happy, safe. You should be afforded all human dignity. But I also won't lie to you and tell you that like being trans isn't at odds with the church or its teaching. It is. It is, but we all have sins we're dealing with. And so, yeah, my suggestion to you is to just keep participating, go to church, be close to Jesus, pray, and navigate your life and your path, and ask God for help. And, and that's basically the most I could do. But I'm really glad that you're, still a fan and kind to me. So many trans people I'm friends with, because I had a lot of trans friends. I still have a lot of trans friends, but I had a bunch from my previous life, and they all kind of thought like, "Oh, you're Catholic, so you hate me." And I was like, "What?" If I became Catholic and then hated trans people, I would also have to hate people doing all sorts of sins. Hey, when I first converted, I was still and still do struggle with sin. What are we talking about here? So, yeah, I don't like, I love everybody, and we're all like, you're anyway, you see what I'm trying to say. So, anyway, I appreciate you. And I just think you should stay close to Jesus. That's my main thing. Your stand-up videos are my go-to when I need to laugh and to get a quick change up from negative energy. Sick. I love that. Does your mom still ghost hunt? You know what? We've been talking about it. My mom is been converting, and we've been discussing how we feel about ghost hunting a tiny bit. I think that she does, but I don't know. Maybe the ghost hunts will take on a new sort of form as we begin to ghost hunt. And if she interacts with spirits, she'll be like, all right, now time to get the rosary out, or, the crucifix, and bust out some prayers for this person's soul in purgatory. So I think that that could be a cool change. No matter what you do, you are God's child and deeply loved, and you belong in every space, including the church. Boom, Gabby, thank you so much. And I agree with my whole heart. I see people at church that are clearly Protestant, clearly not Catholic, clearly living in sin. I've seen same-sex couples come to Catholic church. I've seen drag queens come to Catholic church. And if you're respectful and kind, no one's gonna say anything. And in fact, if I'm close to you, I'm gonna give you the sign of peace and be kind to you and talk to you normal style. You should be in church. Everyone should be. Thanks for all you do. Seeing you and some other huge influencers like Dave Mustaine, Kat Von D helped me get into the church. That rocks. And you know what? Same for me. I had people who I really respected that were coming into the church when I was, and it really motivated me and helped me a lot. And I really love that. And in fact, Kat Von D starting her conversion and stuff, and sort of being brave early in the 2000 in 2020 when she was getting in trouble and her freaking uh makeup was taken away from her and stuff. I was really like motivated by her bravery and her authenticity. Yeah, I think that's so cool. You can still experience spiritual communion, which is what I experienced my first time going to Eucharistic adoration. Yeah, me as well. My first time in adoration changed my entire life. So, adoration is incredible. It's my favorite thing. Being trans, I think, is a feeling or emotion, but what you are as a child of God, we all have things to pull us away from what God wants us to be. Good answer. Yeah, I mean, we are, we all struggle with things. So some of them are more serious than others, but they're all difficult. If you could fight any historical battle or war, which would you choose? So tough. Wow. Here's the thing. My thinking immediately goes to where can I be helpful? Where could I make a difference, right? But then I'm like, okay, am I showing up with all the knowledge I have now of the battle? Like can I swing the tide of battle? Can I show up and be like, guys, they're going to attack the Alamo on the north side. We need to post security, or am I just showing up to participate? Because in that case, I would like to fight in a battle with my deceased grandfather in the Pacific Theater. It would be a really bad time for me. Probably one of the worst places in the world I could be, but you know, I'd like to fight alongside my grandfather. But if it's not and I can change the world, maybe I could go try and help I could try and help Constantinople not fall. You need to have Jimmy Aiken on and talk about ghost hunting. I would like to talk about what he thinks of ghost hunting and if there's like a more ethical or more non-ethical way to try to explore, because you're not necessarily trying to contact spirits as much as you're just exploring haunted places. And what is a haunted place and what does that mean? And what does that mean for our faith, and what did you know what the heck? Really, it's what is all this and how do we deal with it? Question: do you as a Catholic believe that I, an evangelical Christian, will go to heaven? I don't think you will go to heaven, but I do believe that you can go to heaven. Remember, I'm a Catholic. I think the sin of presumption is a serious sin, and I do not participate in it. I do not make statements on, even if my salvation is assured, but am I going to use it to get to heaven? I think I'm wording that correctly. I might have done a heresy just now, but I am 100% sure of Christ's a sacrifice on the cross and my salvation being one. But again, I believe that if you live a morally reprehensible life, you will go to hell no matter what. That is the Catholic view. So I confess my sins as much as I can, and I try to live a repentant life. And that is how I want to go to heaven, how I'm trying to get to heaven. And so I think that despite the fact that you do not participate in the fullness of the truth, that if you are a morally good person and you love Christ and he in his infinite mercy deems it so, you'll go to heaven, right? But I don't have even a droplet, an iota of the mercy, the intelligence, or the love that Christ has. So I'm not interested in making statements about who does and doesn't go to heaven. When people say there's no salvation outside of the Catholic Church, what they're saying is the Catholic Church is the road to salvation. This is like, hey, Do you want to get in shape? This is the way to do it. This is the way to do it. Can you get in shape by doing calisthenics, not in the gym, somewhere else, because you didn't really know about the gym or understand the gym, and you grew up in a culture that pushed you out of the gym and into working out in this other place? Could you still get in shape there? Yeah, probably. But if you want to get in shape, I think the best way to do it is in the gym where it's supposed to happen. So anyway, I don't know. That was probably a terrible metaphor. I'm not a theologian. I'm just a guy. In any case, I do believe that non-Catholics can be saved 100%. Okay. So I am not God, and I couldn't even begin to feel, the depths of Christ's mercy for us. So I don't know. I don't know. Welcome to Chili's. Do you, as a Catholic? Okay, yeah, yeah. I like your name, by the way. What makes you laugh most in life? People falling down. Loved your interviews on Lila Rose and Tim Pool. Thank you. Have you navigated converting as someone who is strongly identified with the straight edge hardcore scene? Have there been challenges regarding convictions or ideals? Do you think they're compatible? They're 100% compatible, zero problems. Now, the only problem is people, women, like scene girls online being like, the hardcore kid to Christian pipeline needs to be studied. There's people who are very into alternative culture that have noticed that a ton of guys from my particular subculture have become Jesus people. And so I get made fun of for that, for like being corny, but that's the only challenge. And that's not even a challenge. I could care less. Oh, it's so funny. It's also like, yeah, of course, you mean people from our subculture, the deeply political subculture that is concerned with human flourishing and also self-sacrifice and doing the best you can so that your friends and family have the best version of you. Those people convert to Christianity. Huh, I wonder, maybe we should look into that. I wonder why they do that. Oh. Oh, Siege of Vienna, Winged Hussar. Oh, dude, what if the reason there are so many Winged Hussars is because time travelers keep going back to add? Let's see. Check out Pints with Aquinas, Kim Zember, her story on being homosexual and how God changed her life. I actually have made personal friends with a lot of people who struggle with same-sex attraction and have decided to not leave the church and be Catholic, and they live very different lives than I do, and that's like kind of crazy. And they're really motivating, and it's really beautiful to sacrifice so much for God. But what a devastating ask. I mean, it's not unsimilar from your vocation being the priesthood or religious life. I mean, you're giving up romance. You're giving up romance for God. You're called to that. And that's really difficult, brutally, horribly difficult. And it's so, so, so beautiful that people send it and go for that. That was huge for me when I was converting, that I would like meet nuns, and these like beautiful, intelligent, funny, wonderful women gave up romance and family life so that they could pursue Jesus. Like, man, that fires me up. And so when I meet people who are like, yeah, it's complicated. I was a person who is attracted to, other men, but I've chosen to be a Catholic lay person. And so I don't act on those feelings, and it's a struggle, but I'm a deeply religious person, and they're just like, oh, so beautiful and so convicted and so kind and so understanding, and man, that sacrifice is crazy. Catholicism is all sacrifice. We all know that, but I don't know. When people really sacrifice for love, it fires me up. It gets me crazy, dude. I want to run full speed through a wall when I think about it. Dude, awesome. Gabe, thank you, man. I appreciate you. I actually love that metaphor with the calisthenics. It's relatable to me, and it seems like the Catholic Church gives practical advice. and a quicker road to truth. Well, thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I try to keep it like chill, you know? I don't want to like Aquinas out on people and to get really confusing. God's grace and mercy is infinite, so we can't presume to know God's mind, but we do know his will and that he wants all of us to be with him again in this life. Gabby, wow. Where were you 10 minutes ago? I should have just read that. You nailed it. That is perfect. I'm going to copy and paste that so I can remember to say exactly that. That's one of those like you read it places and you're like, I know that, but I need to memorize that. Wow, really good. Really well said. God can do anything he wants, but he desires all people to be saved. Thank you so much, everybody. Yeah, these all make sense. I've been straight edge and involved in the hardcore scene for over 25 years, and the only thing that is bringing me to Jesus is Charlie Kirk. Yo, a lot of people have come to Jesus through Charlie lately. I've had a wild amount, I've had a lot of conversations because of him. It's really like, yeah, it's crazy. And it just goes, you're like, the Holy Spirit is real. It's so real for Charlie to leave this earth and then for him to affect so many people so positively. It's like really cool. Hi, David. My family went through a strong spiritual demonic encounter, and though it was very hard on us, I truly believed it helped us stay closer to each other and grow closer to our Catholic faith. Yeah, that's that crazy thing where exorcists say it's actually a blessing to encounter evil directly. To see otherworldly evil grows your faith in a way that is a gift. When he told me that, it kind of a lot clicked for me where I was very skeptical and I was being kept skeptical. And as soon as I opened my mind and stopped being so skeptical, I began to experience evil. And I was like, whoa, they were really just holding back because I was just I was like non-believing. And so like that's where they want you. But as soon as you leave that non-believing space, they come for you. It's crazy. Met a Benedictine monk who surfs and skates. You are talking about Father Weta, who is my friend and I am going surfing with and hang out with. I love Father Weta. Or you might not be talking about Father Weta. There might be a different Benedictine monk surfing and skating, at which point I also need to know about this guy. Hello from Texas. Dude, yo, congrats on the freaking conversion, Jacob Campbell. What would be a good book other than the Bible to strengthen your resolve and understanding? Well, if you're just trying to learn about if you're trying to learn about Catholicism, then I would say Trent Horn's Why We're Catholic. If you just want to learn about Christianity in general, there are so many books. That Hideous Strength is one that I really like by C.S. Lewis. What else do I want to suggest? Life of Antony, the Life of Saint Anthony is another good one. How'd I Meet My Wife? Through comedy. She worked at the comedy club that I was performing at. And I broke the number one rule of comedy, which is don't date the help. Shane, what do you say? When are you starting a Catholic hardcore band, Painted Angels? So, Painted Devils is actually a reference to a time in my life when people were talking bad about me, and they said me and my friends were like painted devils because of our tattoos, and so that was like anyway the reference to that. And so I have been deeply thinking about starting a Catholic hardcore band. A Catholic beatdown hardcore band would be pretty sick, dude. Straight up, we're talking beatdown, like proper heavy beatdown. slam and beat down adjacent. We're mosh calls where we're calling out the devil, all 9 yards. It'd be great. What is my favorite beach in California to surf? Dude, you know what? You're going to laugh when I tell you it's an objectively bad place to surf, but I love Doheny. I take my fish there. I push longboarders down. I run people over and I get the longest, like 1 minute rides. I'm not good. So, like, if someone on a longboard starts to cut me off, I'll push them down and laugh or go around them. I'll goof off. I just have the best time. There's no pressure. No one is eggy. Sometimes the wave is like 45. You can get a minute long ride. I can get tons of turns. It's so fun, and the waves are easy to catch. The only thing I don't like is once I saw a baby great white out there, a pup. And when I say baby, I mean it was bigger than me, but everyone was like, "That's a baby, watch out." But that was when there was a whale carcass near the beach. So I don't know. In any case, Doheny. Cardiff is also really good. I try to surf at the Huntington Pier every time I'm in California because my friend lives by it. And it's just the worst place to surf. The current's dragging me around. My paddle strength is never there. I'm exhausted. The locals are super intense. Sometimes you catch a wave and it's just like, it's steep and it just, I don't know. It's not the best spot. Would I ever consider studying a Bible study group or a Discord group? Yes. And in fact, I would like to have a live where we go live and we just goof off and watch videos and make jokes and have a good time. Like, I would love to watch fail videos and cop videos and just like have a blast and hang out like homies do in the living room, when you got YouTube on the TV. I think I'm going to do that. And I also want to have a separate live where it is 100% Jesus focused and we all like read the Bible together and do a whole thing. So I love you bringing that up. We're on it. Green tea, Arizona, and hot Cheetos. Let's go. Yes, I am a big Hell's Enemy fan. Can you imagine Jesus going to one of Jesus' hardcore beat? Dude, it would be cool. Have you ever read Steven Erickson? I haven't, but I would. I'm interested. I'm always growing my reading list. It's insane. We're about an hour and a half in. I think we did a successful live stream. I hope the quality is good. It's supposed to be 1080p. I'm streaming off of a site. And it actually like allows me to like do a layout, and I may be able to like make 2 windows so we can watch videos together while I stream, or I can play chess. We could even do subscriber games where I play chess with you guys or something. This computer I'm on is bad. It's literally like, I'll show you. This is so funny. So this is my streaming setup right here. So this is my office. And so usually my office is all it's supposed to be all analog. So I didn't have a computer in here. This was a place where I come read, I would write, I would do doodles, I would handwrite things, I would paint, and be artistic and generally try to be like a Renaissance man. And I would read rule books and whatever. So, or build models. It's a man cave and it's supposed to be analog, but I realized I needed to get my YouTube going. So I realized I had to put this in here because I have a small house and I have a child and a wife. So I was like, okay, I got to get this stuff in here. So I have this I bought this awful pocket computer off of Amazon. Well, it was on sale on like literally for like $50. And so I just bought this computer and threw it in here so I would have a place to make videos and stream and talk to you guys. And so here we are. Here's how it's going. So I got to figure that out. Devin! Oh my gosh! Yo, one of my childhood best friends is in the chat. What's up, Dev? I love you, man. I think I'm your rose. Boom. There we go. You're going to go see Gorilla Biscuits? Nice. Yeah, I am going to do more of these. I'm going to do one every week. I am going to try and do so. I'm going to go live every Wednesday. I might try to go live in the evening. I'm going to try and go live more often. I'm going to try and make more content in general. The next live I do is going to be on Instagram. I'll probably go live. I'll go on a walk and I'll do like an hour-long Instagram live or something. Maybe even tonight. Who knows? In any case, any update on Charlotte? Yeah, it's supposed to be. I don't know why isn't up. I'll figure that out. But Charlotte, North Carolina, their New Year's shows. So honestly, I'm so nervous because New Year's, like, who wants to spend their New Year's with me instead of doing New Year's stuff? I don't know. We'll see. I'm nervous, man. I don't know that I like competing with a holiday. OBS Studios is good. So I used to use OBS when I streamed on Twitch, but setting it all up again and figuring it out. Actually, I didn't even use OBS. I decided OBS was annoying and I started using Stream Deck. Stream Deck? Is that what I used? Anyway, it's like a thing that just like makes OBS easier for dummies to use. I use that. And yeah, I don't know, man. I hate the technical side of things so bad. Anyway, we're going to keep doing it. We're going to make more content in general. We're going to be streaming more often. The streams will be more than just us talking. I plan on playing games a little bit, but mostly us watching videos and goofing off. I want our videos to be hanging out, having a good time, being positive. All of it is going to be about just like having a good time, laughing and chilling together. All right. I am not in Utah right now. The East Coast is not as good as the West. Not the West Coast. The West Coast is not as good as the West either. I love where I'm from. The Wild West is where it's at. I miss it. We're trying to figure out going back. We'll see. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. This experiment has been successful. This was crazy. At one point, we had like 100 and something people here. What in the world? Very cool. Thank you so much for hanging out on a random Wednesday. I love you guys. We'll get some more streams going in the future that are more organized and have a point, and they will be fun, and we will all laugh. And also, I will get that Bible stream going. Dude, hello from Idaho, another place I deeply love. I thought about moving to Coeur d'Alene many times. A bunch of, weirdly enough, some comics live in Coeur d'Alene, and they all love it. I've been to Off the Hook Comedy Club. I don't know that I'll be going back. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. I'm going to go on a run with my family. We're actually planning on going to a secret location. Not a secret location, but we're not just running in the neighborhood. We're going to go somewhere and exercise. And that's my favorite stuff. So it'll be very cool. All right. I love you all. I'll see you guys later. Look out for more YouTube stuff. And I'm going to go live on Instagram at some point. Okay. And Battlefield 6 Clan. Hello from Colombia. Another place I very much love. Okay. So just to summarize before the stream ends, we will be doing Bible study stream for sure. That's such a good idea. You got it. We will be doing more regular streams. I will be interviewing someone, more than a few people, and I will be posting those. So keep a lookout for all of that. I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out at this live stream. All right. Bye, everyone. Have a great